Righto guys, so it's a new day, and yesterday I think I sort of stopped filming a lot of the sort of mundane cutting, drilling and that sort of stuff, so I'll sort of show you where I'm at the moment and what I have done, and you might not have seen some of this in the film already, but okay, so we've got these sort of nuts and bolts that lock into place the inserts. So they tighten up. There's two of them on each level. So this one's going to eventually hold my base to grind against. You would have seen me make up a lot of this. This is the actual grinding bar, which again locks down tight. I don't think I showed you, but I needed to. This didn't really fit into this that well. It was quite wiggly, so I have just added some, little tack welds to tighten that up, and also I welded up the bottom there, put a plate in the bottom there, so that the spring that I went and bought will act as the tensioner, and so that can. And so that's where I'm at, and now I'm going to start on the tray. What is it called? The bench, you might say, for the actual grinding part. So that's what this is going to be, and I'm planning to put that sort of on there. That's the plan, and the reason needing that big square bit of tube underneath, it's a bit of an overkill, but that plate's actually not straight, not flat rather. So I'm going to put that bar underneath just to add some rigidity to it, straighten it up a bit. So I'm going to weld that to that. And then for this first one, the first sort of bench, I'm just going to weld it straight onto this at 90 degrees to that plate. So I don't have to muck around with any of the adjustability just yet. I probably in the future will make another hole insert, another hole one of these, one that is much more adjustable, but just for the moment, to get me going, get everything all in place and sorted, I'm just gonna start by welding it straight onto that. So that's the plan. And then the motor, you'll see. Yesterday I sort of started getting into it. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I bought this old treadmill off someone who was selling it very cheap. And that's going to have the variable speed sort of system already in it, so that'll be ideal. It's only a 1 horsepower, but we'll give it a go, and I know that it should be about sort of over 2, everyone seems to say. But we'll give it a go anyway, and it's just working out sort of how I'm gonna set it all up and run it. So, but we'll get into that another day, because I don't think I'll get into that again today. It's pretty late in the day already, so that's where I'm at, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So at the moment now I'm going to weld up that plate down here and get that all put together. Oh, and just before I forget, a lot of people with these wheels taper them off to the side, take a bit of the edge off so there's a point for the belt to run along, but I think what I'm going to do is just wrap a piece of insulation tape around it in the middle to give that ridge in the middle. And the reason I'm going to do that is we'll go over here to this other belt sander, this one here. I've done that in the past, and I think, if you can hang on a minute, I think it's worked bloody well, stood the test of time, and it seems to work alright here. And a lot of you are going to be saying that the tape will fly off and wear out and whatnot, and that might be the case, but see, as you can see, it seems to have held up. I mean, that's been there for 5 odd years, so, and that's done the trick. So I'll do that for a start, just because it saves me cutting the skateboard wheels down. So Okay guys, so looking at it now, we've got the grinding the bench on, which is still pretty hot from the welding, but it's turning out to be, it's looking alright at this stage. Now I just need to get the tape on the wheels, as I said, and try and sort out the motor for it. It's obviously a bit heavier on this side. That's because I haven't mounted it to anything, but I'm planning to use some of the frame from the treadmill as sort of a mount as well, so it should all sort of stabilize it a bit. And that's mounted at 90 degrees fixed there, so we can't adjust that. But the jig that I'll use to make this is for making knives and that, so the jig that I'm going to use is going to accommodate for that anyway, so I won't need to adjust that too much. It's pretty you know, basic and a bit messy, but once I get it all grinded down and all painted up, it should look alright, and it'll work anyway. It's pretty heavy duty, I must admit, using just scrap bits of metal and that are pretty overkill, but so that's where I'm at this stage. I might have a look into that motor and see what I can do there. Okay, so I've got it all just clamped up on this table here. Yeah, this is just sort of a trial. Obviously everything's still together, and that little magnet speed sensor, I don't know how to get rid of it. I've tried unplugging it, and I've tried some other things, and I can't seem to make it work without that. So at this stage it's just gonna have to be there. But this is just a sort of a test run, see what everything will work like, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it appears it's all going to work alright. Obviously I haven't put the tape on the wheels yet, but this is the general plan. It all seems to... I'm going to put a bigger wheel on here, because as you can see the belt's sort of bending sharply on that flywheel there. But this is getting there. We're getting there. Few more adjustments and mounting. I'll make a proper big bracket to house the whole lot, the engine, the board over there, and the sander itself as well. So that'll probably be next, once I adjust everything, get it all sort of running like it should. But at the moment it's working. It's not very powerful because it's not going very quickly. Put in a fair bit of oomph on that. Push as hard as I can. I don't think it will stop, but I think once you crank it up, that's on the lowest setting, 0.8 k's per hour, and I think it goes up to like 12. So we can try to crank it up. I don't know what's going to happen, but seems to work. That's only on 4, so it can go up to 12. Yeah. So what's happening there is that the belt's catching on this littler belt here as it speeds up. I think we'll have to get a proper wheel in there, and then I'll put these magnets here, which is what this little sensor sees. I'll put these magnets on the flywheel itself at the same spacing as this, so that I can still use that board to speed it. That's the plan. I don't really know what I'm doing. Just playing around and seeing what works.